Yes, well, everything's fine. So we are live now. But so first of all, thanks, Roy, for receiving me. Actually, you're not alive. I'm just recording the interview. So my first question for you, Roy. Well, of course, it's about your upcoming concerts with Edu Palassi from ex-Kamelot. So I want to know what can the fans expect about this and how this project started.
Well, as you may know, the Black Halo has its 20th anniversary this year, and I thought it might, be a good thing to celebrate that anniversary with by playing some of the songs from off of that album, and we saw a perfect opportunity to do that in connection with Edu's um, gig in the summer. So, well, I mean, what can people expect? I don't know. I haven't done this in a while, so no. But it's going to be a great night. It's going to be. I've been practicing the songs, and it's such a pleasure to revisit that period of my life, and I'm really looking forward to share that, share these songs with the fans. And there will be a full orchestra on stage. And yeah, and we'll see. We're gonna make it a very special night.
Yeah, well, it's been many years since you left Camelot, but now, well, can we say that you are okay? You are comfortable to talk about this period because you are celebrating the Black Halo, so I think it's maybe huge.
Maybe sorry, I didn't catch that.
Maybe you are not. I mean, it's the healing process of this whole thing.
Uh, I'm not sure. There was. I don't think that's the reason, really. It's but I'm not. Can you rephrase that question?
I want to know if now that you are celebrating, your Camelot years, if you
Yeah,
are
yeah.
comfort, if you are comfort to talk about this period of your life, if everything's okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah, okay.
This
No problem.
the sound is kind of bad, Gustavo. But what does
I start.
try to rephrase the question again? Sorry.
Yeah, I want to know if you are okay uh, talking about your Camelot years.
Yeah, 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 of course, of course.
Okay. So, we are going to talk about Camelot later. Now, I want to know if you have the opportunity to listen to Edu's work, if you have a favorite record or song.
Um, uh, I haven't heard, all of Edu's music, but I do think the song that I participated on with him last year, "Heroes of Sand," is a great ballad, great song.
Yes, and you recently sang with Avantasia again in Here Be
Hmm.
Dragons. What
Yeah.
was the experience like to return to this project?
No, it's cool. I mean, it's always cool. Avantasia is always a lot of fun, and it's excellent craftsmanship, from beginning to end. So that was a pure pleasure. Always great to work with good people.
Yes, and well, interesting in this record, we have the new Camelot's vocalist on the record too, the Tommy
Mm, yeah,
Cardi.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I want to know if you have listened to any songs from Camelot since you left from
Yeah,
this
yeah,
era.
sure. I mean, it would be. difficult to avoid completely hearing some of the Camelot stuff. No, but obviously I've seen all the singles and I've listened to a couple of the records. But I mean, it's not like uh, have any favorites or I kind of like the last one, the Another Flag in the Ground. I thought that was a pretty cool song.
Oh, that's nice. Well, when you left Camelot, well,
Yeah.
we know that you did it for your mental health, something like that. But
Uh-huh.
at the time, there was a lot of speculations about well your faith, your religion. Could you share a bit more about your faith? Looking back, do you think there was any misunderstanding among fans? The reason you left?
No, no, I didn't leave because of religion. That's not why I left.
Yes, but maybe do you think that was a misunderstanding about the fans? I heard some fans talking, we left about religion, or do you never heard about it?
Yeah, yeah, no, no, no. I read about that, but people will always have their own little version of the truth and cuddle that, and it's it's not smart to let things like that get onto you.
Yes, and well, bands like Halloween uh,
Hmm.
are are getting the old members back to some reunion special concerts. Are you open to do something like that with Camelot?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, why not? I mean, we've been talking about doing, something at some point, but no, we'll see. Why not?
Yes.
Would be cool.
Well,
I mean, it would be cool. I think it'd be a cool experience for all of us.
yeah, maybe with the previous vocalist, well, before you,
Was that?
I don't know, maybe with other members that left Camelot together.
Maybe, maybe.
Yes, and well, another band that stands out is, well, of course, Conception. Well, one of my favorite songs is the song Waywardly Broken. So, from State of Deception. I want to know the story behind the song. Can you share a little bit about this,
Which song?
the Waywardly Broken?
Ah, okay. Yeah. Well, the story behind the song is uh, uh, trying to emotionally express the transition from the life that I had to my new life. And and that every decision that you make in life is a fight, is a struggle, a small one or sometimes bigger ones, but uh, and it's important to remember that all those little steps make up the whole journey at the end.
Yes, well, you are in the, let's say, symphonic metal universe, and uh, this universe is largely dominated by female vocalists, and you stand out as one of the well main male voices. How do you think you managed to stand out in let what seems to be a female space?
I don't know. I wouldn't really consider it a female space either. But I mean, depending on which bands you define, into the genre and what genre you're talking about.
Yeah, maybe for example we have Nightwish, Epica, and you are a favorite from the fans that like Nightwish, like Epica, and also like Camelot. Maybe
Yeah,
I don't know. You have some connection with these bands, maybe.
yeah. Well, I mean, there's that, and the era that we came out of, I think I think is um, it's an era that shaped a lot of musicians, and songwriters. But I'm definitely aware that there are certain qualities of my voice that are I guess frail, and somewhat representable of the feminine to some degree, and maybe that's part of it. I don't know. It's if you're thinking about this, the way I express myself as a singer, but it's hard to tell, I mean, a big part of what your voice is something that you're just born with, and then you have all the training and all the experience to add on top of that.
Yes, well, other project that you participated recently was with Fabio Leone in Athena. I
Hmm.
want to know, well, how was the experience, and what do you think about Fabio's voice since he substituted you in Camelot one day, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah, he stepped in on the first gigs that Kamelot did after I left. No, I mean, it was cool. I mean, the way these things work these days is, you get a file in the mail, and then you go to a studio and you record. So, I mean, you never really meet these people in real life, I mean, of course, I've met Fabio several times, on the road, but in connection with recording something like this, you just get a file and you go in the studio, do your thing, and then you send the file off, and you're done, you know. But it was a great song, really cool, super progressive. It had some really tricky and cool turnarounds that I've liked a lot. And Fawe is a great singer. I mean, his voice is still good as gold.
Yes. Well, you are celebrating 20 years of the Black Halo. Well, I think it's the greatest Camelot record. I want to know what's your opinion about the record now. Well, many years later, if it aged well for you.
Oh yeah, I'm still very proud of the Black Halo, and when I listen back to it, it's there's a lot of good memories that come flowing in, and I mean, there's always going to be things, little things here and there that you would have done differently, if you had the chance or if you had thought about it while you were doing it. But no, I'm super happy with that record, and for sure one of the big favorites in the catalog.
Do you have any favorite song?
What, me from Black Halo?
Yes.
I mean, there's I really like all of them, but no, maybe uh if you look aside of the obvious ones, I really like Moonlight and Serenade. Um, but could have been either one depending on the mood.
Yes. Right. It was around that time that Simon started to work with the band, right? Can you share your memories about this episodes of Camelot's era? I mean, the collaboration with her.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the band Epica got their name from the Black Halo predecessor, right? From the album Epica. And we knew about this band because they also recorded with Sasha and Miro. And we had this idea that we're going to feature Simone on this one song because we'd seen some footage, and we had heard the record, and the connections were there. So I mean, it seemed like a perfect match. And they, also liked the band. I mean, they liked Camelot to begin with. So, and we all worked in the same studio. So It was an easy match. And
Yeah, and right, it was.
she was a great singer back then, you know. She always had that, you know, very natural stage type charisma, and her way about singing that you know already at that age, you know, was outstanding.
Yes, and right. It was around that time that she and Oliver started their relationship, right? Do you remember back then this relation starting?
Not really. I mean, I know it was around this time, yeah, but I can't remember, you know, how how we started.
Yeah,
I mean,
well, because
we were touring. I don't know.
you toured, you came from Brazil to Brazil in that tour, right?
Yeah, was that with yeah, but that's not when you know, I don't think they were together back then. That was after Epica. I don't think that was after the Black Halo, was it?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
I don't think it was after the Black Halo.
Yeah, well, just curious, right? Well, another thing that I noticed is that are not on you're not really a social media guy, right? You kind of don't like this new stuff.
It's not that I don't like it, you know, but you know, it's a moral dilemma that I have that, you know, well, number one, I don't really want to spend more time in front of a screen than I already am, you know. And I also kind of don't want other people to spend any more time in front of a screen unless it's something meaningful, you know. So I have to think of a concept, you know, that is somewhat meaningful, that doesn't take up too much time for people, that doesn't take up too much time for me. But you know, obviously, if you want to go solo, if you want to do something, you know, as a solo artist, you need to be present on social media. Otherwise, you know, it's going to be hard to reach out to people.
Yeah, well, you mentioned like the solo artist. Do you have any plans to do something like that?
Well, I mean, this is surely a start, you know, to just get out there and you know present myself in a live setting as a solo artist. And then there will be, you know, at a later stage, there will be new songs. There will be, you know, other stuff, other collaborations, other, you know, could be something completely. What it's really hard to say at this point, you know, what it could be. I mean, we're just starting now, and it's probably just silly to you know say things that it could be, you know, if let's just see how it rolls out, you know, and I don't know if it works, it works. We're gonna give it some time, and if you know the things that don't work, we stop doing, and then we you know try to think differently about how we're gonna do it.
Okay, and right. Can you name, uh, let's say, five records that really make an impact in your life that changed the way you see music?
Five records.
Yes.
Okay, so um, hunting high and low. Uh-huh. And there's this double album. I think it's called the White Album with Beatles songs. But there was like a yeah there was it was like a double album, but I can't remember what the name was. But I think it was called the White Album. And then Rage for Order, Queensryche. Um, Cyndi Lauper. She's so unusual. That was actually the first record I bought from my own
Wow,
money. Yeah, that's like a
amazing.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's unbelievable. But that was actually the first album I bought with my own money. Um, Fifth one, I don't know. Maybe Marilyn Manson, the Antichrist Superstar album.
I think we made it five, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what about in your let's say this universe of symphonic and power metal? Any record that stands out for you
Can you say again?
in this universe of power metal and symphonic metal? Any record that you like it from some other bands?
It's hard to it's not like I spend a lot of time judging songs or music, from colleagues in this genre, to be honest. Um, I like Devin Townsend a lot. Um, but depending on what kind of genre you would define him into. Um, but there's a lot of there's a lot of good artists. I don't really have
Yes,
any
and
favorites or it's like that it's quite simple. The people the people that do well, they do something right, right? They either are masters at handling social media, or they do something fantastic image wise, or they do something, they have great songs, uh, um, or they have a combination of those things and some people in their back, giving them the money and the budgets to fulfill their dreams, as to what they want to do creatively. So yeah, but there's a lot of good music out there.
what about any concerts that you've been that you really appreciated?
The last one I went to was actually yeah, what was that? I think it was Elton John on his farewell tour. I've been to a couple of smaller ones, with bands you wouldn't know, but Elton John was that was pretty cool, really cool. I mean, the old man was still rocking hard. It was fun to watch.
Yes. Well, when you talked about the records that you like, you mentioned Aha, right? And I want to know how is Aha, uh, how big is the band in your country? I mean, they are one of the greatest.
Sorry, can you say the question again? You keep breaking off. That's why I have to.
So,
Yeah.
sorry, sorry. I want to know how your country uh, perceived Aha. I mean,
Yeah.
how big they are in your country.
Oh, they're huge. Huge. I mean, Aha is the biggest thing, music wise in Norway ever. No, no, I mean, no comparison.
Um, right. We are reaching the end of our interview. I want to thank you. Sorry for the bugs, and please leave a final message to your Brazilian fans.
Yeah. See you on the 5th of July, Brazil. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Right. Thanks.
Thank you. Pleasure. Bye bye.